You are live, all the way live. Attorney Chandrika Simmons here. Welcome to the Hood Rat to Harvard podcast, season 3. We don't know what episode, but bitch, we about to add it. Uh, as promised, I have the lawsuit. So we're discussing today the lawsuit filed against Sean Combs on the 26th of February in the Southern District of New York, United States Federal Court by a Rodney Jones. Rodney Jones is known by some as Lil Rod. He's a music producer. So let's start off. This is a civil action. They requested a jury, so there's a jury demand. And forgive the noise in the background. That's my laptop. My MacBook has decided that it want to cut up right now, and that's fine. Um, So Rodney Jones plaintiff versus Sean Combs, Justin Dior Combs, Ethiopia Habitamarian, Lucien Charles Griange, Lucien Charles Griange, Christina Coram, Chalice Recordings, Chalice Recording Studios, Love Records, Motown Records, Universal Music Group, Combs, Global Enterprises, John and Jane Doe's 1 through 10, and ABC Corporations 1 through 10. All right, so this lawsuit has a trigger warning, which says that this document contains highly graphic information of a sexual nature, including sexual assault. Additionally, there are graphic images of the aftermath of a shooting, redacted images of sexual intercourse, redacted images of minors, sex workers, and prostitutes, details of sex trafficking, and the illegal distribution of guns and drugs. Whoa. Okay. If you want to look up the case on Pacer, the case number is 24-1457. All right. So we have Plaintiff Jones. He's suing jurisdiction and venues proper. All that's good. Good. It says litigation arises from or relates to the torturous activities defendants visit upon. That I think he meant to say plaintiffs. It's a lot of typos in here. I think the attorney. I don't. If you were going to do something this big, it should have been very much better. It should have been spell checked a little bit better. But I think he meant the activities that defendants visit upon plaintiff in the states of New York, California, Florida, and the United States Virgin Island. Okay, Lex. Okay. And this torturous conduct violated United States federal RICO laws. What the fuck? I didn't hear nobody say that they had a RICO claim up in here. I ain't heard nobody say they had a federal RICO claim up in this bitch. Oh my gosh. It's too much. All right. So, all right. They talk about Sean Combs being a rapper. Come on, let's stop with that shit. And they show his picture. There's pictures all throughout. Okay, I might have to unblur my screen because, baby, I need y'all to see this shit. Let me see if I can add the pictures. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay. We're going to learn some shit tonight. I'm going to let that share and that share. Oh my. Okay. That's cool. Let me go back here. And then we're going to do. All right. Who's on the live? Can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, let me know, because I'm going to come back down to Puffy's picture. Puffy's picture. Can we join the live? Kay, can you? Shit, I don't know. You know, I'm a lawyer girl. You can see it? Okay. Do it need to be bigger? Okay, let's go back here. All right, so we got that. All right, so that's Sean Puffy Combs. His picture, they put up the most horrible picture with his gray hair. I love it. They so messy. And then they suing the son, Justin, as well. They got his picture on here. They say Justin is the son of Mr. Combs and Misa Hilton. He was born on December 30th, 1993. He is a producer and actor. He has appeared on TV series like Catfish, the TV show Wild 'N Out, and Hip Hop Squares. And they gave his whole address. Okay. So, Kay, why are you trying to figure out how to get up in here? Oh, you know what, Kay? I know how you can get in here. Hold on. I have to send you a link. So give me 1 second to invite you. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to email it. I guess I won't be emailing right now. I'm going to copy it though. And then I'm going to text it to you, Kay. Let's do Kay. Let's and paste. And there. All right. So that's the link, Kay. Okay. So they suing Puffy, suing Justin, and they give Puffy's address. Okay, I just want to let you know. They give Puffy's address that he lives, his exact address of where he lives in Beverly Hills. I ain't never seen no shit like this in my life. And they give Justin Combs' address of exactly where he lives. Crazy. And then it goes through all the other defendants, and it gives their exact addresses. And even if they live in an apartment, it gives their addresses. It is unfreaking believable. All right. So I'm just scroll through so you can see all the defendants. You have Lucian Charles there, Ethiopia there, Christina Karam there. She's the chief of staff to Sean. Ethiopia she was chief of staff to Sean Diddy Combs and Global Enterprises. And no, she was the defendant. She was the CEO of Motown Records. Let me go back and look at Lucian Charles was the CEO of Universal Music Group, who took all the music down off of TikTok. Anywho, and then you have Salacious. Let's see. That's a recording studio. And then we have Motown Records, then Universal Music Group, then Love Records, which is Sean Combs' record label under Motown. Then we have Combs Global. And then we start talking about Rodney Little Rod. All right. So now we got that. We're going to stop sharing screen. Let's do that. Stop sharing the screen. Okay, Kay would like to join us. So let me add Kay to the stage. Let me pick a different way. Let's do this one. Let's see if that one works. Hey!
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Oh my gosh, we're live.
I know. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. For those that don't know, Kay is my moderator on social media, and she I emailed her the complaint yesterday. So Kay has read it all, right, Kay?
Yes, I have read it all yesterday.
Okay. Kay has read it all. I have not. I only got to page 11 and I had to work, and I had to work really hard today too. So Kay knows everything. I don't. So I'm gonna get to my section. Go do the overview of what we covered so far. So we got the defendants, and then we're gonna talk about Little Rod. So because most people don't know who the heck Rodney Jones is, who's suing him. He's out of Chicago. He's a church kid. He basically grew up in the church, and he has gospel music and stuff like that influence. Okay, so Mr. Jones started playing instruments at the age of 5, yada yada yada. We don't care. And then he was considered a musical prodigy. All right, so let me share screen so you can see. They put us a picture in here. Let me see, present, share screen. And it's gonna be that complaint again. And I'm sharing. And if you can see, that's him as a child prodigy. Hey, Stacy.
Hey, Stacy.
And they are about to. This just showing you how he was, I guess, a musical prodigy as a child. Okay, we got it. All right, so let's stop the presenting. Okay, so now we're going back here. All right, so now he's considered a child prodigy. Got it. He's plays with the likes of Donald Lawrence, Georgia Mass Choir, the Clark Sisters, and Smokey Norfolk. All right, so now we're going to do a summary of the events. All right, so Mr. Jones, the plaintiff, is stating that from September 2022 to November 2023, I don't know what the hell Kay doing, eating crabs and crawfish.
I show him crawfish. You know, it's crawfish season.
God damn.
So I'm putting everything
so high. Oh,
it's so easy. Crawfish so high.
Oh my God. Okay, so September 2022 through November 2023, Mr. Jones produced 9 songs on Mr. Combs' Love album. Mr. Jones lived with Mr. Combs for months at a time, spending holidays, birthdays, and missing major family events. Mr. Jones resided at Mr. Combs' residence located in Los Angeles, California, New York City, and Miami, Florida. Hey, honey. Mr. Jones also spent several weeks on a yacht rented by Mr. Combs in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Throughout this time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer on the Love album. The claims raised in this complaint have been corroborated through witness statements, video, audio recordings, and images. This goddamn Kay.
I'm here. I'm still here.
I know you here, and I'm removing you from the stage until you finish eating. All right, so let's throughout this time, Mr. Combs and Mr. Jones witnessed, experienced, and endured many things that went far beyond his role as a producer of the Love album. The claims raised in this complaint have been corroborated through witness statements, video, audio recordings, and images that Mr. Jones has in his possession. Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly on several occasions. Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Mr. Jones has secured irrefutable evidence of the acquisition, use, and distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms, the displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal firearms. Mr. Combs provided laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Florida. Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, call her KK, instructing her staff to retrieve drugs so she can provide it to Mr. Combs for his consumption. Christian Combs drugging and sexually assaulting a woman. Okay, so Christian Combs is the other son, right? Yeah, he's the other son. Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact on his public image of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit. Young Miami's cousin and or assistant sexually assaulting Mr. Jones. Actor Cuban Gooding Jr. sexually harassing and assaulting, oh Lord, Mr. Jones. Rapper Redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, sex workers, and R&B singer Redacted in Mr. Combs' Los Angeles home consorting with underage girls and sex workers. Chalice Recording Studios shooting. On or about September 12, 2022, Mr. Combs held a writers and producers camp at Chalice Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. Present at the camp were Mr. Combs, his son Justin Combs, and Justin's friend named G. Mr. G is a 30-year-old tall African American male. In addition to these individuals, other musicians were present at the camp. This writer has spoken to several musicians who attended the camp. One evening during this camp, Mr. Combs, Justin Combs, and G were in a heated conversation. That conversation was moved out of the studio and into a restroom adjacent to where Mr. Jones was sitting. Mr. Jones was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when gunshots rang out. Mr. Jones recalls hearing multiple gunshots. Okay, so just Kay look like she ready. Hold on at the stage. All right. Mr. Jones looked like he okay. Just so you know, for this lawsuit, the footnotes is where it's at. Mm-hmm. Down in the footnotes, they telling all the business in the footnotes. So what I'm gonna do is refer to some of these footnotes. Is that the rapper that they stated was redacted? The footnote says he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj.
We all know who that is.
Baby, if it don't get messy, it just ain't right. And then he said the R&B singer who was redacted, he is a Grammy Award winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement after assaulting a Bajan, I think it's a Bahan billionaire. And I think Rihanna is that, isn't it? Isn't she?
I think so.
And isn't she one of the few people that are billionaires because of her cosmetic company? And we know who assaulted her. It's just so messy. It's so
and they particularly use certain things that would stand out to us where we just like, that's no doubt. We know who that is.
We know who that is. All right. So then Mr. Jones immediately went into a state of shock and feared that he would be shot next. Oh my gosh. So let's go back up here. Mr. Jones was approximately 2 feet away from the bathroom when gunshots rang out. Mr. Jones recalls hearing multiple gunshots. Mr. Jones immediately went into a state of shock and feared that he would be shot next. Mr. Jones generally believed that he would be shot through the door due to how close he was. After the shooting ended, a crowd gathered around the restroom. When the door finally opened, Mr. Combs and Justin Combs exited. G was laying on the restroom floor in a fetal position, holding his stomach and bleeding out of his leg hip area. They done shot the boy in the goddamn bathroom. Oh Lord. Everyone stood around looking upon G, frustrated by the lack of aid to G. Mr. Jones dropped everything, ran to G, and immediately began placing pressure on G's gunshot wound to his stomach. As he was applying pressure on his stomach, Mr. Jones realized that G was gushing blood from another area near his leg hip. He decided to lift G and placed him to sit on the toilet. Mr. Jones asked the crowd to call the ambulance. Mr. Jones lifted G and brought him to the ambulance at the studio's front. At this time, Mr. Combs, and Justin Combs disappeared to another part of the studio. Mr. Combs gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. Okay, and they have included a snippet from CBS News who covered this incident when it happened that says a man shot outside party at Hollywood recording studio. So let me share my screen.
So 2 things that I can say from that. This is what I think. Okay. One is that since, of course, this was in the past and, we're now noticing that actually, this really didn't happen. I want to know, what was the thing for you guys to pay off LAPD? Like, what was it for y'all to sit here and make them change their story?
First off, it was the police, and they don't do a thorough investigation anyway. And so, and then with somebody who got money and power, I would think
I
that
would think, yeah.
they would do that. That's just my guess on it. But this was actually covered by CBS News that this man G got shot at that recording studio at that time. So I think if don't nothing else come out of this, that case gonna be reopened up.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And then number two is that with Justin, we know who your mama is. Your mama is Misha. And she is very, very tight, of course, with Kamora Simmons. They talk, they know what's in the industry. And if Kamora Simmons was able to sit here and point out who, her ex-husband was, and, give us some type of little cryptic note in the messages, like, we were groomed. That's how the message was. I really want to think, like, now that she sees all this, I really want to know, like, how that conversation went. Because if you're my child and I read all of this of what you're doing with your father, you have lost your mind.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking when he got pulled over by the police for, I don't know if it was a DUI or a car accident, and that he was drinking. I don't know.
Yes.
And Misa went on.
Yes.
She went nuts, and she was like, "This is it." So that indicated to me that she knows that there's a problem there already. That he's been a horrible influence over her child. I always wonder though, is he really the biological father of this child?
I mean, from what I've read in her book and what I've seen from her interviews, that's
she
the
said that's his bio.
Yeah, okay. He the pappy. It's just that she was underage at the time.
She said that in her book?
I mean, basically, like, when they met and stuff, she was, I want to say, like 16. And it was somebody in his group that pointed her out because she was able to style so well. So that's how she's able to sit here and have her connection with Lil' Kim and Mary J. Blige and stuff. It's because he saw in his group, he basically did like the R. Kelly, which is, I'm going to point somebody in my group is going to point you out and bring you to me.
Well, I was pointed out once by somebody from our Kelly group. Anyway, that's on my podcast, Hood Rat to Harvard.
Okay,
you can go back and listen to that. Okay, Mr. Jones has several corroborating witnesses who spoke with this writer anonymously due to fear of retaliation from Mr. Combs. They have agreed to speak publicly when subpoenaed. Mr. Jones has the clothing he wore that day, and he believes it may still have the stains and DNA of G's blood. The following are screenshots of the aftermath of the restroom where G was shot by either Mr. Combs or Justin Combs. Okay, let's share that screen. Y'all can see that. All right, so
it's the fact, it just kills me because it's the fact that he meticulously saved everything.
Girl, didn't he though? For a good reason. Shit. Okay, that's the bathroom scene, and in that bathroom you can see the toilet and full of blood. The floor is full of blood. Oh Lord, it's just a lot, honey. All right, so that's that. Y'all see it. I'm gonna stop screen share. Okay, so now we have clearly G was not shot outside the studio as Mr. Combs instructed his team to report to law enforcement. The fact that they didn't even go inside and check, or they went inside and checked and was like, oh,
right, they just peeked, they just put their head
but they
in
didn't check, okay, because if you would have checked, then you would have saw that the gun, the bullets, the casings and stuff would have been inside, not outside. Yeah, and then gunshot residue would have been inside had y'all did a proper investigation. So they didn't investigate
at all.
All right. Clearly, G was not outside the studio as Mr. Combs instructed his team to report to law enforcement. Mr. Combs and defendants LRMR, UMG, and CRS provide private security for the writers' camp at defendant CRS. The security was porous and lackluster at best. The fact that either Mr. Combs and Justin Combs were allowed to enter CRS with guns, and those guns were not confiscated by security, is a clear breach of duty by Mr. Combs. Defendants LRMR and UMG to protect Mr. Jones and other attendees of this writers' camp. As a result of this shooting, Mr. Jones is severely traumatized. Mr. Jones now suffers from PTSD, severe anxiety, depression, and insomnia. I bet you do.
I bet you do.
Okay, now we finna get good because now we going to Miami. Okay.
All right, let's get to it.
Okay, Mr. Jones was sexually harassed and assaulted by Mr. Combs. Oh no, we ain't got to Miami yet. This is him in hold on. Throughout this time living with Mr. Combs, I'm just curious how you living with him and he not like you ain't waking up to him like trying to put something in your ear. Some put See, and you know how Craig Matt put flavor in your ear. What you was trying to put in somebody's ear, honey. I just want to know how you slept.
I wouldn't be able to. All those secrets that I know that I see behind closed doors that people for sure want to know or whatever.
How you sleeping?
I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Mr. John was a victim of constant, unsolicited, and unauthorized groping and touching of his anus by Mr. Combs, not his ass.
Right. Okay, so that's what confused me. I was like, so do we not know the body? Like, the anus is...
So he was groping, he was sticking fingers?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, was you sticking or was you grabbing? Like, really? You have
like, what you doing?
Right, what we doing here? Are we both?
Why we ain't say butt? Why we ain't say ass?
Right, why we ain't say butt? But you said literally anus. Like, okay.
Okay, anus.
okay.
These events took place in LA, New York, Florida, and the United States Virgin Islands. In addition to the unsolicited and unauthorized touching, Mr. Jones was forced by Mr. Combs to work in Mr. Combs' bathroom as Mr. Combs walked around naked and showered in a clear glass enclosure. What?
Yes, keep going.
I read this yesterday, but I was like,
keep going.
Hey, Lord, as a heterosexual Christian man, now say it again, Christian man, Mr. Jones was uncomfortable with Mr. Combs' advances and expressed his discomfort to Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Christina Coram, KK. KK responded to Mr. Jones' complaint with, Sean will be Sean. Okay. KK also attempted to downplay Mr. Combs' groping of Mr. Jones's anus and genitals. You killing me with the anus.
You killing me with the anus.
As friendly horseplay, stating that those acts were Mr. Combs' way of showing that he likes you, Mr. Jones. Despite these assurances, on several occasions when Mr. Combs began to undress and walk around his house naked, KK would say, okay, I'm leaving now, and she would disappear. KK's hypocrisy is breathtaking at best or enabling at worst. Mr. Jones believes that KK aided and abetted Mr. Combs' sexual assault of him and was working with Mr. Combs to groom him into accepting a homosexual relationship. Through these sexually deviant acts, one would say Mr. Combs has a pattern and practice of engaging in such nefarious activity. This ongoing conduct shows that Mr. Combs cannot be rehabilitated. They want him to be locked up just like R. Kelly.
That's what I'm saying. That's what all this saying. This is gonna be a
girl.
P. Diddy. That's what's gonna end up.
That's being. Girl. They want him locked up. I don't know how to hog tie nobody.
Child Gal said she felt that spit come on her lip.
Girl. Ooh. Okay, Mr. Combs attempted to groom Mr. Jones into engaging in gay sex. That is the title. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mr. Combs was aware that Mr. Jones looked up to and idolized music producer Stephen Aaron Jordan, also known as Stevie J. Stevie J is an American DJ, record producer, and television personality. Stevie J was part of the Bad Boy Records production team, The Hitmen. In 1997, Stevie J won a Grammy Award for his work on Puff Daddy's debut album. Throughout the late 1990s, Stevie J produced for several artists, including Mariah Carey, Tevin Campbell, The Notorious B.I.G., 112, Jodeci, Faith Evans, Jay-Z, and Eve. Stevie J was one of the producers of the Love album. Really? I know Steve used to date Eve, and he married Faith Evans. Aren't they going through a divorce now or something? I think so.
I think they're already divorced, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so Mr. Combs used access to Stevie J and his knowledge of Mr. Jones' admiration of Stevie J to groom and entice Mr. Jones to engage in homosexuality. Mr. Combs went so far as to share a video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male without a condom. This was done to ease Mr. Jones' anxiety concerning homosexuality. According to Mr. Combs, this is a normal practice in the music industry. Look into Stevie J. Look, even Stevie J is doing it. Come to find out the video.
It wasn't even him.
It wasn't even Stevie J. One of my followers on Instagram checked me hard, bitch. I said, ooh. Ooh. Bitch, you done don't
right,
my ass. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it. Okay, it wasn't him. Okay, right. Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper, redacted, R&B singer, redacted, and Stevie J. Okay, let's go to the footnotes. The redacted rapper is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Okay. The redacted R&B singer performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. If you don't stop being messy in this goddamn complaint. Usher just came down from a whole high.
It's still going because he's still on tour. He's getting ready to go on tour, so he's still up there. He's still on his high.
Right, and here you come like, oh, Uno out.
He said he finna get everybody. He finna get everybody. Line them up.
Crazy. Mr. Combs promised to make sure that Mr. Jones wins Producer of the Year at the Grammys if he engaged in homosexuality. The following are screenshots of the video of Stevie J anally penetrating a Caucasian male that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones. To come to find out, it's a porn star, and that's a porn star's video. It's not Stevie J, according to the porn star. All right. Next title, Thanksgiving 2022. Mr. Jones is sexually assaulted by Young Miami's cousin.
Here it go.
Why, when I saw the headline, I was like, not her cousin. And then we find out, let's go. On Thanksgiving Day 2022, Mr. Jones was in Mr. Combs' house located in Miami, Florida. Young Miami and her female cousins were also present. Mr. Combs was intoxicated and offered cocaine to Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones rejected him and proceeded to walk to the restroom. While using the restroom, Young Miami's cousin burst into the bathroom and began groping Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs sent her in there to sexually assault Mr. Jones. As he entered the bathroom, she dropped to her knees and began performing oral sex on Mr. Jones' exposed penis. Mr. Jones pushed her away and exited the bathroom. Young Miami's cousin did not accept Mr. Jones' rejection as she proceeded to follow Mr. Jones out of the bathroom. She started undressing and attempted to straddle him and have sex with him in the presence of Mr. Combs and his staff. Okay, it's the nastiness for me.
So, question, because I know for these type of cases, you have to paint a picture in people's minds for them to feel like they were there. So, question is that were you in the same room where everybody else, being butt-balled naked?
Yes.
Trying to straddle him?
Yes. That's the picture I got. That's the picture I got. I got that picture right there. I got the picture of Puffy and Young Miami doing something
right, because I'm just in front of everybody.
She rocked out her clothes while he walked out the bathroom, jumped him, pushed him down, and tried to jump on him. That's the visual I got.
All right, go ahead.
Once again, Mr. Jones pushed her off. The following are images from a video of Young Miami, her cousin, Mr. Jones, and Mr. Combs. Okay, let's go show it. Let's share screen.
Right, let's go ahead and share it.
Okay, let's share that. Okay, and we're gonna share. Nope, not that. This one. So now you can see Young Miami That's Mr. Jones. Mr. Combs on Thanksgiving Day, right before Mr. Combs invites Mr. Jones into the restroom and attempted to force him to take cocaine. Young Miami and her female cousin who sexually assaulted Mr. Jones on Thanksgiving Day, 2022. Woo, Lord. It's a shame and a scandal.
It's a
shame and a scandal.
It's a scheme
that Todd
set up to come with us.
With the bullshit.
With
the bullshit.
With the bullshit.
Oh, okay. So now we go. Next one is Trafficking and Victims Protection Act. Throughout this time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was transported from I don't like how he making it seem like he a child.
Yeah, I mean, because my only thing is this, is that if you're, I get it, of course, your whole mission was to get paid, get your master's back, and something else that he said that he needed. But my thing is this, why are you still hanging around with this man? If you didn't sign no NDA, if you don't have no ties with this man, is just like, you know, you're not held down, you're not in handcuffs, why you didn't leave?
That's what I understand. I'm so confused about that part.
Why have you stayed this long? Just for an album?
For girl, and that album that flopped, baby.
And that flopped.
That flopped. Okay, throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Jones transported from California to New York, Florida, and United States and Virgin Islands. During this time, Mr. Jones was forced to solicit sex workers and perform sex acts to the pleasure of Mr. Combs. Okay, so you didn't want to screw young Miami cousin, but you would perform.
You okay with doing that with sex workers and, of course, with underage girls. Okay then.
Okay. On or about February. I'm so confused.
Me too. I was the same way. Okay. All right then. That's what you into. Okay.
On or about February 4th, 2023, Mr. Combs forced Mr. Jones to bring prostitutes and sex workers back to his home in Miami, Florida. I don't know how you force somebody to do that, but okay. All right. Oh, he got pictures of the sex workers. Let me share. Let's share the screen and let's show the sex workers. Okay. So these are the sex workers that Mr. Combs forced Mr. Jones to bring back to his home. Okay, then. Sex workers, Mr. Jones, in Mr. Jones' bed the morning after being drugged. Oh, okay.
That man kept every picture.
Girl, he was not playing with them.
To take evidence, though. You still had sense to do that.
Right. He wasn't playing with them. Okay, so on or about February 2nd, 2023 incident, Mr. Jones believes Mr. Combs drugged him. Mr. Jones recalls waking up naked, dizzy, and confused. He was in bed with two sex workers and Mr. Combs. And Mr. Combs. Shit. Wait a minute. Nah.
Now, if you start feeling sore down there.
Wait a minute. Nah, shit. How you?
Listen, if you feeling sore down there, something ain't right.
What? Okay. He also recalls aimlessly wandering around the house with no clothes on.
Yeah.
Okay. On another occasion in Miami, Florida, on Thanksgiving night of 2022, Mr. Combs asked Mr. Jones and DeForest Taylor to enter the studio bathroom. He asked them for a $100 bill because he wanted them to do cocaine with him. Mr. Jones was scared, but luckily he didn't have a $100 bill. So Mr. Combs waited a little later to do coke with young Miami. Later that evening, he required Mr. Jones to solicit sex workers from Booby Trap on the river, located in Miami, Florida. He gave the whole address.
Now, listen to what he got to do at the Booby Trap. Listen to what he's instructed to do.
Mr. Jones did so, and Mr. Combs forced him to engage in unsolicited sex acts with these workers. As part of Mr. Jones' sex worker recruitment tools, Mr. Combs provided Mr. Jones with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap and required him to wear it to Booby Trap on the river as a signal to any sex worker he approached that Mr. Combs was in town and had sent Mr. Jones to recruit them.
That ain't so.
So now you a recruiter? I'm so what the hell?
Ain't nobody said stop, wait, let me go home.
Go home. This
Let me
ain't
check on
it.
my mama real quick. Like nobody said nothing.
This crazy. Mr. Jones had no desire to visit Booby Trap on the River. Mr. Jones had no desire to solicit sex workers from Booby Trap on the River. Mr. Combs used his power and influence to intimidate and force Mr. Jones into soliciting sex workers from Booby Trap on the River. As detailed below, Mr. Combs used many tactics to maintain dominion and control of Mr. Jones. Apparently, these workers were accustomed to servicing Mr. Combs and would know that he is in town by sight of the bad boy's baseball cap. The following are Instagram profiles of two of the sex workers that Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to solicit and have sex with at his home in Miami, Florida. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let me go find these sex workers.
And just FYI, Diddy's now, Diddy's lawyer is stating that all of these women are of age.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's saying.
Okay. Well, there go two of them. And that's okay. That's the text message. Okay. All right. So there we go. Okay. Well, girl, I'm so confused. Mr. Jones had no desire to solicit or have sex with the individuals in the previous paragraph. Mr. Combs used his power and influence to intimidate and force Mr. Jones into soliciting and sleeping with these women. You a motherfucking lie. Don't play in my face. Don't do that now. Shit. It's a lot of stuff wrong now. Come to find out the video ain't Stevie J. Now you up here talking about you a grown-ass man, producer of music. And you telling me that Sean Puffy Combs required you to solicit and perform sex acts on sex workers. I can't. The following is the phone number of another sex worker that Mr. So you kept all the numbers. Okay, got it. You can't tell me that you ain't spend the block on them. Make it make sense, motherfucker.
Right. So you made sure to say them numbers though.
Girl, this don't make no sense. Mr. Jones had no desire to solicit or have sex. Okay, y'all keep saying it. That don't make it true. Mr. Combs.
It's a whole lot of stuff like that. That lawyer kept repeating in there, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he trying to make sure this stuff stick. Okay, he trying to make sure he gets the people's emotions together." Okay.
But I was with you with the salaciousness of the first 11, bitch. Now I'm looking at you side eye, bombastic.
He's a wholesome Christian man.
Girl. Mr. Jones had no desire. Okay, Mr. Combs used many tactics to maintain dominion and control of Mr. Jones. He promised him a Grammy for Producer of the Year for the Love album. He offered him $250,000 to purchase all the instruments he wanted. He promised him ownership of his 20. That's 20 million. That's 20 million. He promised him ownership. Did he mean 20 million? He promised him ownership of his $20 million property, One Star Island in Miami, Florida. He promised access to record label executives like defendants Lucian Charles Grange and Ethiopia Habertamarian. I butchered that, but it's okay. Mr. Combs would often switch up his approach. He would go from promising Mr. Jones the world to threatening Mr. Jones with physical harm. Mr. Combs threatened to eat Mr. Jones's face and informed Mr. Jones that he is willing to kill his mother, Janice Combs, if he must in order to get what he wants, so he wouldn't think twice to harm Mr. Jones.
When you tell me you okay with killing your mama, what do I need to say to you? What do we have to talk about? You're okay with killing your mama to get what you want? You're Satan's son is what you are.
So after he done told, let's just go with what he's saying. So after he done told you that he'll kill his own mama, you stayed around?
This man that sat here, okay, for one, you confusing me because how you gonna tell me you gonna get me a Grammy? How? Are you on the board? Because I'm
Wait,
confused.
and are you mad now because you didn't?
Right, and are you mad now because you didn't?
Is
And
that
so
what
now
it
you
is?
threatening me, talking about some I'm gonna eat your face, and you think my mama gonna stop me from doing what I gotta do?
Crazy. This is crazy. Okay. This is crazy. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Next title. Mr. Combs and Justin Combs solicit drugs. That's a typo. Oh my God. I can't.
Yes, he has typos, and I was just
All over. Solicit
did nobody
drug
go
and
free?
engages in illicit sex acts with minors and sex workers on or about July 2nd. So after he drugged you, you woke up in the bed with him and the sex workers, you continue. Okay, I got you. You continued on. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I know what type of time you on.
Right, because that was February. Now we're in July. Okay.
Yeah.
So on or about July 2nd, 2023 in California, Mr. Combs had a listening party at his home. Present at the party was an R&B artist, redacted, Justin Combs, sex workers, and some underage girls. Okay, I'm finna go to the footnotes. Let me scroll down.
Mm-hmm.
He is a Grammy Award-winning R&B singer who had trouble with law enforcement. If you gonna say Chris Brown, then motherfucking say Chris Brown, because that's what you fucking did. These footnotes is telling, bitch.
Just say the names.
Just say them. The event began at 7 p.m. Mr. Combs requested female sex workers and required Mr. Jones to solicit them. An hour later, several sex workers appeared. In addition to sex workers, there were at least 5 women in the crowd that were under the age of 16. How you know?
That's what I'm saying.
How you know?
How do you know that these girls? How do y'all know?
How you know? Did they say that? I'm so confused. Okay, Mr. Combs forced all the women to drink Lace De Leon liquor. I can believe that.
I can believe that.
Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy. Mr. Combs did not check the identification of any of these underage girls. Now, how do you know? How you know they're underage if you ain't check any ID?
And then on top of that, you said that you woke up with them. Like you wasn't in your right mind to even ask a person how old they are.
They were. Your story ain't storying. Okay. The presence of these underage women made Mr. Jones very uncomfortable. Did he leave though? Let's see if he left.
Did he leave? It's the question. Did you leave?
He attempted to leave, and Mr. Combs forced him to stay.
How do you force somebody to stay? How do you force somebody to stay? How? How does that work?
If you a grown man, I'm so sorry. You can't make me stay nowhere I don't want to be.
I don't want to stay.
Hell?
What did he put? What seriously does Sean P. Diddy Combs have on your head for you to sit here and say, you know what, I got to stay because this man might.
But you know what, Kay? Once he saw the boy get shot in the bathroom and nothing happened to him,
and the police and how he was away,
yeah.
And then you tell me about your mama,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Okay. I'm look at it a little different now. Okay. I'm looking at it a little different. I'm looking at it a little different. I'm looking at it. Okay. Different set of eyes. Right. Okay. He attempted to leave, and Mr. Combs forced him to stay. Mr. Combs went so far as to take Mr. Jones' car keys to prevent him from leaving. After being forced, you can't really call him about it because they all gonna be on his side.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm riding.
Yeah, because he got some heavy hitters. The way
it took me to page 20 though.
Yeah, and I can see why now. I can see why too. Why R. Kelly was able to sit here and do the things that he did. Because when you have heavy hitters like that, definitely when you have a publicist that's sitting here telling you, oh, he's just Sean. That's just
right.
him.
Right. It's a lot of people around you, and you like, this is crazy. Like this is a bizarre world. Like they could easily do something to me.
Easily sit here and take my life away.
Right. And nobody will believe me.
Nobody will believe, because who really knows you other than the music world?
Right. That's true. See, we with you,
right,
Rodney.
It's clicking now.
It's clicking with us, Rodney. We're gonna see though, because we got a whole bunch of pages.
But you need to spell. You need to spell though, Mr.
Okay. After being forced to drink Lace De Leon shots, Mr. Jones began feeling lightheaded and recalls passing out and waking up at 4 a.m. the following morning naked with a sex worker sleeping next to him. Oh, screaming Screenshots of a video from that night is embedded below. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Presentation. Share screen. We go on page 20. Let's go. Here we wait a minute. I skipped too far. That was Cuba Gooding. Okay. Oh Lord, wait a minute now.
And whatever they said he did, Cuban Gooding Jr., I believe everything.
I believe every word. I ain't even read it yet,
I believe it.
I ain't read it yet, and I believe every word.
I believe it.
Mr. Combs with an underage female sex worker, and Justin Combs with an underage female. Oh my. Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out, how do you know that these women are underage?
How do you know, sir?
Definitely with these girls nowadays, you cannot tell.
You can't tell.
You can't tell half of these girls are underage.
This is crazy. All right, he is okay. We got that. We got it. We know what you're putting down. Okay. Mr. Combs attempts to pass off Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh shit. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs was grooming him to pass him off to his friend. So wait, let's dive into that grooming part. Usually when you're grooming a child, a sexual predator is grooming a child, they're actually performing acts and things on them while during that grooming process. Mm-hmm. So are you admitting that you were sleeping with him and doing things with him?
Right.
That's what I'm at. I'm getting the picture, but it might not be the picture that you
painting a clear picture.
You painting a clear picture. This fear became reality when Mr. Combs introduced Mr. Jones to Cuba Gooding Jr. while they were on Mr. Combs' yacht. During the introduction, Mr. Combs suggested that Cuba get to know Mr. Jones better. He then left them alone in a makeshift studio on the lot. Okay, there's pictures. This
man got pictures.
He got pictures galore. Okay.
This man said, I will make sure this stick.
That's him and Cuba Gooding Jr. Baby. And he going in for a kiss.
Yeah.
And I can believe it.
And when you see the other picture of him and Cuba Gooding in the studio that's coming up, oh yeah, I believe it.
As evidenced by a video of which screenshots are embedded below, Cuba Gooding Jr. began touching, groping, and fondling Mr. Jones's legs, his upper inner thigh near his groin, the small of his back, not just small of your back.
You're not a big back like me? Shoot.
Near his buttocks and his shoulders. Mr. Jones was extremely uncomfortable and proceeded to lean away from Mr. Gooding Jr. He rejected his advances, and Mr. Gooding Jr. did not stop until Mr. Jones forcibly pushed him away. The following is a screenshot of the encounter with Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh my God!
Now, y'all look at this picture.
Okay, let's.
You can't tell. I believe everything that man said. Ever since Cuban Gooding Jr. had that KFC chicken bucket on his head.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Zoom in.
Cuba Gooding Jr. forcibly touching Mr. Jones on Mr. Combs' yacht.
You can see it literally in the act.
Oh my goodness. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, he says this writer is in possession of the video and will provide a copy to the court. Wait. Oh, all right. Next heading, the Love album. Throughout his time with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones was under an implied work for hire agreement. You mean you didn't have anything in writing? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't.
Now the lawyer in me is kicking in. What?
No NDA. Nothing. 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 Nothing solid that has your name on it or signature.
He was not compensated for his time living with Mr. Combs or for the songs he produced.
That's what freaking confuses me. How are you still in this house? Even we'll go back to February. Within that February month, I would have got my stuff and left. You're telling me still you have nothing in writing.
Girl, the lawyer and me, I just started getting heated up. Hold on. I got hot than a bitch. You ain't pay him the money.
Nothing. No money, no contract. This man, P. Diddy is giving him empty promises like he would give a female.
You ain't get the money.
He promising you a Gucci bag, a Louis bag. He didn't get nothing. You didn't get nothing.
Where is the money at?
Where is the money, LaShondra? Where is the money?
He was not compensated for his time living with Mr. Combs or for the songs he produced. Look, Arian said in the comments, had he worked for him before? I don't give a goddamn if I had worked for you before.
Right,
where is my money?
Right. I'm making sure I have something in contract. If you're telling me that you want me to stay in your house for a whole year, oh, we're drawing up papers, baby. There's going to be everything. Listen.
Everything. And I'm supposed to get some money up front.
I'm supposed to
get some money at a certain point in time before the album is finished. I'm supposed to get some money when the album finished. That's how I do my contracts.
Right.
I tell you, I'm so heated right now.
I was the same way because I was just like, you're telling me you didn't sign out a piece of contract.
Nothing. As evidence, he was listed as a producer for the following songs on the Love album's final release. Deliver Me, Stay Part 1, Reaching, What's Love, Stay a While, Moments, Need Somebody, Homecoming, and Tough Love. And these are all songs that none of us have heard of nor heard because the album was trash. How about that? Mr. Combs and defendants LRMRUMG all benefited from Mr. Jones' work product. They failed to compensate Mr. Jones for his work. You didn't have a contract. Who you got a contract with?
How is it going to be failed? How is it gonna be failed?
I fail you how? You failed you, nigga. I don't use the N-word, but goddamn.
Right, come on now, we gotta use some common sense here.
Goddamn, you failed you. Shit. Mr. Jones attempted to work with Mr. Combs to secure his publishing and royalty rights for the work he completed on the Love album. Mr. Combs only offered Mr. Jones $29,000 for 13 months, thousands of hours of work, and 9 songs that made it to the Love album. Ironically, Mr. Jones was willing to take $50,000, his publishing and royalties. Mr. Combs' self-serving greed would not allow him to pay Mr. Jones an additional $21,000. Bitch, I know you didn't accept $29,000. I know you fucking didn't. I know you fucking didn't.
That man's not obligated to give you what you are requesting.
I'm going to keep reading, but I know in good goddamn well you didn't accept $29,000. My clients get at least $150,000.
That is lowball. He lowballed you to the fullest.
Girl, my clients that in the entertainment industry, that I write their contract, they get at least 100. They don't even know. You don't even know these people. They get 150 for one song. You did 9.
For $29,000?
$9,000?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Trash.
No, ma'am.
Trash.
No, ma'am. Somebody's annual salary? No, ma'am.
Girl, that's somebody working at White Castle. You might as well should have went and got some
flip some burgers.
29,000? No way. Hey,
no way.
All right. So here we go. Mr. Jones. Okay. Mr. Jones' deceptive business practices became so bad that Mr. Jones was left with no choice other than to make a public plea on social media for Mr. Combs to pay him for his work. After publicly requesting that Mr. Combs do the right thing and pay him fairly, Mr. Jones received an onslaught of threatening messages from Stevie J and Love Records A&R DeForest Taylor. Oh, let's go to the footnote.
Mm-hmm.
As the A&R of Love Records, DeForest Taylor did not require Mr. Jones or any other creatives, musicians, or artists to sign an NDA. Well, he dropped the ball too then, shit.
That's what I'm saying is that, okay, so let's pause right here. That's what I don't understand about P. Diddy with this is that if you're able to have everyone else sign a NDA, which is your sex workers, the workers around that's working in your house, that you're telling them to lace the bottles and stuff like that, why are you not telling him to sign an NDA? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, did you really think that he was really like a tight friend that he would keep a secret, or was that just sloppy on your part?
Okay. Look, we got a screenshot too of DeForest Taylor threatening Mr. Jones. It says, "You playing? I'm in studio." And then it's a voicemail. He says, "Laughing out loud. You are 100% liar." I guess he went to say liar, but he spelled it Lair. Liar and weirdo. Good luck. Number still same. Run into N-word. Come talk to me in public on a public podcast and forum. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Y'all weird because I just can't. I don't understand. Who? Mr. Combs used his power and influence to threaten and intimidate Mr. Jones. That's another heading. Okay, here we go. According to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs is very forceful and demanding. No shit, Sherlock. Mr. Combs does not take no for an answer and would often threaten to inflict bodily harm on Mr. Jones, and Mr. Jones did not comply with his demands. Okay, side note, I just got a visual in my head when Carisha, Young Miami cousin, went in the bathroom and got to her knees. That motherfucker just got to using the bathroom and pissing.
I thought that, and I said, "You just gonna suck up a pissy dick?
Gonna suck up a pissy dick?"
Yes.
Y'all different around that, girl.
Yes. Well, I mean, Carisha said she like being pissed on. So.
Okay, well, City Girls down 5,000.
Okay.
Ain't no fucking way. Because ain't no fucking way.
The town's women, honey, they running rapid.
Girl, I can't. Okay. Who? As detailed above, Mr. Combs threatened to eat Mr. Jones's face. On another occasion, while standing in Mr. Combs' bedroom, Mr. Jones was forced to watch as Mr. Combs displayed his guns and bragged about getting away with shooting people. Well, you knew that firsthand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with rapper Shine. Well, we knew that too. Okay. He shared that artists and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka J-Lo, carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. Oh, he threw J-Lo ass.
Threw him right up in there, didn't he?
He threw J-Lo in there, bitch. Her no singing asshole. He threw her ass all the way up in there.
Now, how I get into this?
Yeah.
Now, how I get into this? Like, I know she hit that real
Girl. The shooting in Chalice recording studios confirmed Mr. Combs' statements. These statements reinforced Mr. Jones' fear of Mr. Combs and strengthened Mr. Combs' dominion and control of Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones was terrified of Mr. Combs. He felt like he could not tell him no. Mr. Combs consistently made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with law enforcement. Mr. Combs made it clear that his head of security, Fahim Mohammed, Mr. Muhammad, had the power to make people and problems disappear. I just bet.
He trying to be a ghost. That's what he is, trying to be ghost.
Mr. Combs instructs his staff to always contact Mr. Muhammad if they are ever pulled over by the police in Miami or California. Upon information and belief, Mr. Muhammad spoke with the LAPD after G was shot at CRS. The LAPD was in CRS and witnessed the blood in the restroom, and they went with the bogus claim that the shooting of G occurred outside of the studio. This was all thanks to Mr. Muhammad's connections within law enforcement. Mr. Jones had no reason to disbelieve Mr. Combs, as he had seen firsthand through the shooting of G and the subsequent silence of the LAPD and the media that Mr. Combs indeed had a power to harm him. The LAPD spent hours in CRS after the shooting of G, yet there were no arrests. Mr. Jones witnessed the LAPD in the restroom pictured above, yet no arrest was made. The morning after the shooting, Mr. Jones and several others arrived at CRS, and G's blood was still on the floor of the restroom. And Mr. Combs hired a cleaning crew to clean it up.
I wonder how much it cost him to pay off the police. I wonder how much that ticket was right there.
It don't take much for them.
Really?
LA police make 6 figures already. So basically you're gonna be paying for them to have them a home up in Northern California. It don't take much. This coming from a former cop lawyer, it don't take much to have a cop on payroll.
Wow.
Let's just say that. What you think in your head from the movies and stuff, it really don't take
Mhm.
much. Because they know even if they get caught, they just gonna get a slap on the wrist. It ain't that much. Ain't nothing to it. They're gonna be allowed to retire.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or go to a different station.
There you go.
Okay.
Defendants. Okay, this is the next heading. Defendants, Ethiopia, Habitamarian, Lucian, Charles Grange, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group aided and abetted and profited off of Sean Combs' RICO enterprise. Okay, this is where he starts getting to the RICO charges. This is interesting from a civil perspective, a private citizen doing the RICO claims. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, but I like it at the same time. All right, so Mr. Jones recalls seeing defendant Grange visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. Okay, it has a footnote. I gotta read it. TikTok is one of the most important short video platforms in the world. It has a significant impact on the spread of global music. Today, it is believed that artists are paying more and more attention to producing music suitable for dissemination on TikTok. Due to failed contractual renewal negotiations between Universal and TikTok, a lot of music had to be removed from TikTok. This comes from the alleged lack of protection TikTok takes to ensure UMG artists' rights and creativity is preserved, as well as fair compensation. On the contrary, it has been alleged that the renewal failed due to UMG's own financial agenda and putting their interests first before the artists. This move has cost artists affected huge opportunities to further. Why did he include that in there? That didn't kind of go with that, but okay. And follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. Hood Rat to Harvard. It's a good time over there. Okay, let's see. According to Mr. Jones, whenever defendant Grange visited Mr. Combs at his home, it would be in the evening, and he and Mr. Combs would disappear for hours in Mr. Combs' bedroom. Why we both looking at you? Wait a minute. Who said that? Ariane said, do we have pictures of the bathroom? We did. We put them up. Hold on. I'm going to go back and grab them for you, Ariane. Okay, hold on. Let me go back and get the complaint.
Right there.
Share. And then we're going to go. I got to go grab this bathroom. Hold on. It's way up at the top. There we go. All right. Can you see that one? That's the bathroom scene. From that, I'll leave it up for a minute. All right. So defendant Grange sponsored and attended several Love album listening parties at Mr. Combs' home in Los Angeles, California. These parties were sponsored by defendants MRLR and UMG. As evidence above, these parties had sex workers and underage girls present. During these parties, defendant Grange knew or should have known that Mr. Combs was drugging the attendees through lace bottles of DeLeon tequila and Ciroc vodka. Oh my goodness.
Wait, keep reading.
It is no secret that Mr. Combs has specific bottles of alcohol designated for females and other bottles designated for his staff, his artists, and himself. This fact was detailed by former artists and bodyguards of Mr. Combs. As a sponsor of these events, defendant Grange had a duty and obligation to ensure that sex workers and underage girls were not present and that Mr. Combs was not spiking the alcohol with date rape drugs. On YouTube channel, The Art of Dialogue, former bodyguard Gene Deal exposed Mr. Combs' pill mixing methods used to spike cranberry juice and orange juice. According to Mr. Deal, Mr. Combs would place ecstasy and other date rape drugs in the juices. Okay, he has a footnote. Oh, he's sliding to the video. Okay. And if you want to go see that video, it's up on YouTube now. You can Google Mr. Deal. Gene Deal exposes Diddy. All right. On YouTube, The Art of Dialogue forum said said that Mr. Combs would have a set of Moet champagne bottles for his artists and a set for women. This writer has spoken with several former employees of Mr. Combs who witnessed defendant Coram instruct her staff to lace.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Yeah.
Witness defendant Coram, that's KK, instruct her staff to lace champagne, DeLeon, and Ciroc liquor bottles with ecstasy and other illicit drugs. Mr. Jones recalls seeing defendant Habitamarian visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. According to Mr. Jones, whenever defendant Habitamarian, that's Ethiopia, visited Mr. Combs at his homes, it would be in the evening, and she and Mr. Combs would disappear for hours in Mr. Combs' bedroom. What the fuck? What kind of shit?
What are y'all doing?
What y'all doing? Girl!
What are y'all doing?
Look at us just being normal and shit.
Right, like being normal human beings with morals. With morals. Because we know in our right mind this is not right.
Wow.
You got the staff all in on this?
This is crazy. According to Mr. Jones, defendant Ethiopia Habitarian visited Mr. Combs at defendant CRS during Mr. Combs' writing camp. Defendant Habtamarian sponsored and attended several Love album listening parties at Mr. Combs' home in Los Angeles, California. These parties were sponsored by defendants MR, LR, and UMG. As evidence above, these parties had sex workers and underage girls present. He gonna have a hard time getting over that underage girls thing.
Yeah.
You gonna produce them? Because I ain't heard him say he was gonna produce the underage girls. Did you get the names? During these parties, defendant Ethiopia knew or should have known that Mr. Combs was drugging the attendees through lace bottles of De Leon tequila and Ciroc vodka. As a sponsor of these events, defendant Ethiopia had a duty and obligation to ensure that sex workers and underage girls were not present, and Mr. Combs was not spiking the alcohol with date rape drugs. Oh my God. Defendant Christina Coram is the Ghislaine Maxwell to Sean Combs, Jeffrey Epstein. Bitch, yep. I might need to do a part 2. God damn.
Yes.
Okay. According to Mr. Jones, oh my gosh. According to Mr. Jones, during the 13 months he lived and traveled Mr. Combs, he witnessed Mr. Combs display and distribute guns from his bedroom closet in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California, to questionable individuals dressed in all black. According to Mr. Jones, during the 13 months he lived and traveled Mr. Combs, he witnessed defendant KK openly order her assistant to keep Mr. Combs high off of gummies and pills. Defendant KK required all employees from the butler, the chef, to the housekeepers to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with cocaine, GHB, ecstasy, marijuana, gummies, 100 to 250 milligrams each, and Tucci, a pink drug that is a combination of ecstasy and cocaine. Now he got Tucci.
Well, I said the same thing when I was reading.
Oh my gosh. Tucci. It was important to defendant KK to have Combs' drug of choice immediately ready when he asked for it. Defendant KK ordered sex workers and prostitutes for Mr. Combs. Defendant KK ordered and distributed ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms to Mr. Combs and his celebrity guests who were present on his rented yacht and in his homes in LA, New York City, and Miami. On multiple occasions, defendant KK forced Mr. Jones to carry Mr. Combs' drug pouch against his will. I'm tired of side-eyeing this motherfucker. I really am. But goddamn. It's just so much. It's just so much. Did I get you in the bathroom and then something happened to you?
I'm just saying, like,
if you saying something happened to me, then we go to the bathroom and then something gonna happen to you. I'm just saying, I don't know if I was in those situations, because you ain't gonna keep terrifying my life.
You're not gonna sit here and keep showing me that you can do some things to me that can end me.
Some gotta give, but I wouldn't even be in a situation in the first place, because the first time you ain't gotta tell me what once.
That's it. Okay. Well, I'm about to pack up my bags. You gotta worry about it, player. We can send emails over to each other of these songs.
Right. Until we get this music, and then I need my contract too. Same email.
Right, and then I need my contract too. I need you to sign that ASAP. Yeah.
Oh my God. As the chief of staff, defendant KK was instrumental in organizing and executing the RICO enterprise. Oh Lord. Defendant KK had the following individuals execute the following tasks for the RICO enterprise. Stevie J. He recruits sex workers and attends and participates in freak-offs. What the hell is a freak-off? I remember that from Cassie. We have a video of Mr. This is a footnote. We have a video of Mr. Combs, Stevie J, and Plaintiff Jones at a strip club. Mr. Combs is recording the video while coaching and training Plaintiff Jones how to recruit the sex workers.
That man had enough sense to sit there and record in a strip club, but you still don't have enough sense to sit here and sign your up for a contract. You still don't have sense for that.
All the things. Justin Combs was his task was solicit prostitutes, underage girls, and sex workers, and would engage in freak-offs. I know Puffy ain't up here watching his own
That's
son.
what I'm saying. I know you're not watching your son.
I know this can't be happening now. Shit. And he ain't watching his daddy get down. Like,
there's no way you're sitting here telling me that you're watching your son sit here and you're coaching him or brooding him on.
No way. All right, Brendan Paul, new character. Brendan Paul, his tasks were he works as Mr. Combs' mule. He acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. This motherfucker done named this man
his mule
and called him a drug mule. A drug mule. Oh my God, on today. Then Frankie Santella is a new character. Frankie Santella. He works alongside Brendan while Brendan acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' drugs and guns. Frankie carries the money and pays for the guns and drugs. What?
I just
whoa!
How do y'all sit here? You have this many people on payroll where you can sit here and tell them go out and do illegal stuff for you, like
yeah. And I bet you this. I bet you they make it more than 29,000.
I bet you they make it more than 29,000. Them white boys ain't no way. They're not going for anything.
I bet you they make it more than 29,000.
Them white boys not going for anything less. Them drugs cost more than 29,000. I'm pretty sure.
You dumb fucker. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Frankie Santella is the vice president of music management and strategic partnerships at Combs Global. Okay. New character, Moy Bond. Here, I don't know if it's a girl or boy, hires sex workers, attends and participates in freak-offs. I can't with this. I can't.
This man nasty.
Thanks. Oh, this is a video. It's a picture. Hold on. Share.
I'm moving so I can put my phone on the charger.
Let's see.
That's why I'm moving.
Diddy share. Okay, so now we're at page 27. Let's go on down. All right. That's them. And this is Fahim Mohammed. Okay, that's the one that has the connections. Oh, let me show y'all. So that's Fahim Mohammed. He got the connection with the LAPD.
Yeah.
All right, and then this is, he said she's it's
a comparison video.
He got side-by-side pictures of Sean Combs with KK and Jeffrey Epstein with Ghislaine, that bitch, Maxwell. Then he got pictures of Tucci. I'm saying Tucci.
That's the drugs, y'all.
It's Tucci, but I'm saying Tucci. All right, then we got Brendan Paul. So Brendan Paul is white. And Mr. Combs, he said, Brendan, what did Brendan do? Brendan is the drug mule.
Brendan is the mule. He's the mule.
He the drugs and the guns. Okay. Then Frankie looks like he is Italian. And he carries the money for the drugs and the guns. Great. And then
that's the Carisha's cousin.
Yeah, Moy Bond. He's black. And that's them at Thanksgiving 2022 when Combs offered Mr. Jones cocaine. You ain't gonna tell me, Mr. Jones, that you ain't have cocaine through this entire time voluntarily. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's like you telling me that you ain't participating in none of this? None of this.
Girl. Look, wait a minute. I got somebody in the comments. Who said that? Arian said, I can't believe Puffy's still having sex like he is 20 years old. Let me just say, I can't believe Puffy is the reason. This is the 90s. I was at a party. Side note, I was at a party.
Oh Lord, go ahead,
'Cause
tell it.
I'm what you call the groupie from the 90s, but I just didn't have sex with them. And I have all the pictures to show that, and you can ask any of them. They're not going to say that I did anything other than have a good time, play spades and dominoes and talk shit. Same stuff I do now. But anyway, back in the 90s, I got backstage at a concert, and they were two very famous people were talking about sexual acts. One of those famous people happens to be somebody that's getting sued. That's getting sued in this lawsuit right now. And I overheard him talking about Kama Sutra. And from that, I went and researched it and bought the book. And it's Kama Sutra. It's a book that he was talking about. It used to have a red cover. I'm not sure what it has now.
Mm-hmm.
But it teaches you how to
do sexual
acts
things
and control your sexual desires to reach the apex of excitement, sexual excitement. And once I read that, it was my husband, 31 years, baby.
Period. Period. We can go ahead and close this book up. Thank you.
Baby, so when you say I can't believe he's still having sex like you're 20 years old, I can.
Oh, yes, I can.
Because I'm about to knock 50 down.
And then you also have to think about it too, is that for Puffy, he's a person that's not really like a 9-to-5 person or whatever. He works for his leisure.
Yeah.
He's bored. So he's gonna sit here and try different things. Yeah, have a good time. He's bored. So he's
got time to think, read, execute, redo all those things and experiment with multiple different people.
Exactly. And you have endless of money, and child, he's gonna do it all. He got it.
I can understand.
I truly believe that.
Yeah, I can believe it. All right, Mr. Combs funded and used his affiliation with local gangs and gang leaders who would frequent his homes in LA and Miami to secure the drugs and guns he obtained and distributed out of his homes in LA and Miami. He knew what he was doing when he said them guns, because the feds finna come, baby.
They finna check them closets.
If they ain't did a raid, got a subpoena already,
baby, they finna check them closets.
I'm like, oh, y'all on payroll too, because ain't no fucking way.
Ain't no way.
Defendants executed their RICO enterprise with threats of violence, threatened to eat plaintiff's face, displaying and distributing guns in plaintiff's presence, bragging about having law enforcement under control, bragging about murdering people, and bragging about bribing witnesses and jurors in the criminal case concerning the 1999 NYC nightclub shooting with Shine. Okay. And defendants executed their RICO enterprise with threats of isolation from the music and entertainment industry, parading powerful music industry executives such as defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Habitarian, at his parties filled with sex workers, minors, and illegal drugs such as ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, mushrooms. Okay. Whoo. It's still talking about this that he didn't get his $250,000, his producer of the year Grammy award, and his future projects, and the $20 million home on Star Island in Miami.
Empty promises.
That don't even make sense. He promised you his $20 million home.
That's what I'm saying. P. Diddy is treating you like a whole female out here. He's giving you empty promises. That's it.
There's no way
that man gonna sit here and sign off of a house that he knows that that's his luxury house, and he's just gonna give it to you when there's plenty. He knows millions of people, big hot top rollers, who will actually sit here and tell him, "I will pay you to get that off your hands."
That don't make. See, we were with you. We were all rooting for you, Rodney. But it don't make sense that somebody who's only willing to pay you $29,000 promised to give you a $20 million home. That don't even make sense to me.
And you haven't received nothing as of yet. You still haven't received anything yet except drugs.
Yeah.
You ain't got nothing but drugs in your system.
That's crazy. All right. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs has recordings of defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Habitarian, as well as other celebrities, music label executive, politicians, and athletes. While living and traveling, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his homes.
R. Kelly. R. Kelly
What's the
coded.
name had him too? Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep. They all learning from each other.
Girl, the Watchers is watching the Watchers. People don't know that's from Good Times, but anyway, I'm old.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You had to be
Upon information and belief, these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, and as is the case with the homosexual sex tape of Stevie J, which we found that's not true, that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones, Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties. Upon information believed, due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. Oh, because he got video of people that don't want to know. They don't want to know that people know that they've been
and
doing
on top
that.
of that, the whole thing about the shooting. He's above the law.
Yeah.
And now if you could pay off people to erase stuff.
Upon information, Mr. Combs employs Jose Cruz as his IT director. This writer has spoken to several former employees of Mr. Combs who confirmed that Jose Cruz is the gatekeeper to all of Mr. Combs' recordings, and he spelled Combs wrong again. I can't with y'all. I can't. Upon information believed, Jose Cruz intentionally hides behind the camera and from social media and the internet due to all the incriminating acts he was required to record for Mr. Combs.
Jose, you about to get sent back, man.
Oh,
Jose, you in trouble.
Okay, here we come the charges. That was just the facts, the summary of the facts in quotation marks.
Now let's break it down. Let's get right.
First cause of action: conduct and participate in a RICO enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity, violation of Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, codified at 18 U.S.C. 1962 A, C through D. Okay, so he wanted to have RICO charges. All right. So he's doing RICO charges because he's saying that the Puffy, as well as all the music executives and the labels themselves, are 100% liable for the actions of Sean Combs, Justin Combs, and Christina Coram, as they were acting in their capacities as the respondent superior collective's employees when they committed the acts detailed. Okay, so that's how he thinks he's going to get the RICO charge in. Okay, first off, the font is crazy. The font is changing crazy.
I do want to ask you, as far as like the last page, like the last page, there's like some type of form or whatever. Is that supposed to be in the case?
Last page. Hold on. I'm going to the last page. Okay, hold on. Because girl had to pull out my old. It's the only like on my MacBooks. This I could not read the complaint on any of my Apple products. So I had to pull out an old computer I bought off of Amazon for $100. And this mug work.
Okay, it's doing what it's supposed to.
I am reading. And then I had to put the complaint in the search bar as I just couldn't even get it. It's not on my computer. It's on the internet. I had to load it up on the internet and then open it that way. Okay, so let me see. Oh, the action sheet.
Yes, ma'am. Is that supposed to be in there? Because nothing is filled out on that.
Yeah, so this is your silver cover sheet. So I don't know how it works in New York. So just so we know, so federal court, you have your federal court, but every federal court has a jurisdiction. So yes, Eastern District, I'm in the Eastern District, which is like Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio. I forgot all the other ones. And then there's New York has their own districts and blah, blah, blah. But every single district has their own requirements on how they want you to file stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
In our district, this cover sheet, we don't have it anymore. They have reduced it now to we can click it when we filing the numbers and stuff, and it'll just send that.
It'll attach it with it.
No, it won't even. It don't generate a sheet. It sends it to the clerk to tell the clerk what it is that we're filing, what type of case we're filing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We don't have to do that sheet no more. But everything that's on that sheet is on a screen for us in our district, and we fill it out and pop it that way. But it's never populated with our. We used to have to fill it out and then attach it as an attachment years ago. Now we don't. They might still do that in New York.
Okay, gotcha.
But we don't. All right, so I'm moving back up.
Sorry, y'all. I just had a question.
We're doing the RICO. I look at Ina, another attorney she said the Eastern District is comprised of Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, and maybe Indiana. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ina. Oh my God. How many charges? This is crazy. Okay, so we got our first. The first is the RICO charge. And then, oh my God, that's 7. Hold on. Shit. I'm just going to read the charges and then we can get out of that way. Okay, so let's see. So we have 1 is the RICO charge I just read. Let me see. Oh my gosh. And that goes on forever. And I'm not reading all that because all of that is just legalese. And did he say how much he wanted? He still didn't say
at all. Still don't say what he want. We don't know.
Okay, so we don't know what he wanted in that one. So this one, and then a RICO charge is always gonna have the word scheme in it. So basically, it's a tie. It's a tie. It's a Todd and Candy charge. It's an old lady gang charge. Goddamn. As far as I'm concerned, that's what RICO charges are now from now on, Kay. Them goddamn old Todd and old lady gang charges. Goddamn. Yeah. The fuck? It's a scheme. All right. Okay, they're saying that the defendants committed multiple acts of mail fraud. Okay, to furtherance the enterprise. They committed multiple acts of wire fraud to further the enterprise. Okay, then let's see. And what are you asking for? Are you asking for money? He still didn't put a dollar amount on it. No dollar amount. All right. Second cause of action.
So question before you go further with the charges. Question. So if you are not wanting anything from money wise, and I guess you're just wanting your master's in your publishing, and what else did he say?
No, he asked for money. He just didn't ask for a specific amount.
Okay, so are they supposed to? Can that be in the case, or does that have to be disclosed? How much that they are wanting to, requesting? Does that
it's strategy. So, it's a strategy. Or it might be a local rule for their district that they can't ask for place a monetary amount on it. It might be a rule over there, but for Eastern District, it's not a rule for us. And so when I file my federal lawsuits, when I file any of my lawsuits, my civil lawsuits, I'm putting a dollar amount because I want coverage in the news.
Yeah, gotcha.
When I sued Mount Pleasant schools for cutting the little girl hair, the little black girl hair, I said I want $1 million, and it went viral. She's suing for $1 million. I knew that's what they was gonna do. So yeah, I put in $1 million. The fuck.
So Adrian was it or is it Arian? She said that they're asking for 30 mil. He's asking for 30 mil.
They're asking for 30 mil. You saw that in that Arian? I ain't got there yet.
Right, I ain't see that.
I ain't see that yet, Arian. Hold on. Second cause of action. They have a sexual assault and sexual harassment against Mr. Combs. He's all the stuff we talked about in the bathroom with Carisha cousin, all those things, sleeping in his bed. He's saying he's been sexually assaulted. Okay, my good sir. All right,
we're done. Let's talk about it. People in the comment, let's talk about it.
Okay.
So I just want to know, how does his daughters feel about it? Definitely Kim's kids. What do they think about this?
Word on the street is, and this just the streets.
Okay.
Is that those kids haven't lived with him for quite some time. They've been living with back and forth between one of Kim's best good friends and their brother.
Gotcha. So that's how he able to sit here and live like he's 20 years old.
Yeah, that's what word on the street is. I don't know because I don't live with those folks, but that's what the talks were, that their brother is basically between their brother and their mother's best friend are raising those girls.
Okay. So now that we know, and of course this case solidified that what we know about, Shine. Do you think that he had something to do with Biggie's death?
Oh, I always thought he did.
Me too. I've always thought he did.
I always thought he did. Because why not?
Right. Why not?
Because why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you have something to do with it? Oh, I'm sorry. I supposed to put my banner up. Here we go. All right, so there we go. I forgot. But anyway, here we go. So the third cause of action is California's bystander negligent infliction of emotional distress. That's interesting that they're suing in New York federal court and they launching a California charge. You can do it, but it's rare.
And
So
I
he's
was okay. So did he say he has what? He has a house in what? Did he say Maui or whatever? But Miami, California, and what was the other place?
New York.
New York. Okay, so he's trying to. Do you think he wanted to do all of them though? All of those states? Florida, New York, California.
I think he picked. I don't know because I'm not licensed in New York, but I would think that district court over there might be a little more lenient with things you can file there, whereas some of the federal district courts might not be as lenient. Yeah, because I know our courts would be like, you got to charge. Even we have a state charge for something in our federal courts, we included in our federal lawsuit. They'll do it if our federal charge is a strong one, but if it's not, they like take that shit over there to local court and get from around me. Okay, so we got that one. The California's bystander negligent infliction of emotional distress against Mr. Combs and defendant Justin Combs. I think that's for when they shot that boy at that. Yep. So that's when he was traumatized from the shooting of that. Okay, he has PTSD. Then the fourth cause of action is sexual assault against Jane Doe #1, Young Miami's cousin.
That man said he finna put her on the docket. Let's go ahead and get her.
Girl!
Let's go ahead and get her. Throw that hair in there.
So for her physically and sexually assaulting him on Thanksgiving Day 2022 in Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida. Okay. The fifth cause of action is premise liability for the sexual assault committed by Jane Doe #1 against Mr. Combs. Okay, same incident, different charge. Got it. Sixth cause of action is premises liability for sexual assault committed by Cuba Gooding Jr. against Mr.
I just keep seeing him with that KFC bucket on his head. That's all I keep seeing.
Don't Cuba just look like his breath stank?
Like he look like he be. I read a comment that somebody said radio on he loose again. I hollered. Somebody said radio is on the loose again. I hollered.
It is so different because so interesting that him and his brother, Omar. Omar is like
total opposite.
Pro-black. You can't touch
you
me.
Can't tell
I
me
ain't wearing no dress. Fuck y'all.
Yes.
Y'all can't.
Polar opposites.
In the same household.
Same household.
Different results. Same house, different results. Is how it is.
What they say? Same household, different childhood. Y'all grew up different.
Hell yeah.
Different story. I'm a living testimony of that too.
I'm a living testimony. Okay, so that one is against Combs for good. He blaming Sean for Cuba Gooding Jr. Okay. I don't know why you ain't sue his ass.
I don't know, right? You could have added him on the docket.
You could have added his ass to it too. Shit, why not? Why
not? Let's get everybody.
Seventh cause of action, Trafficking and Victims Protection Act against defendants Sean Combs, Justin Combs, Christina Coram, and Combs Global. I guess that's for facilitating Mr. Combs' sexual abuse and sex trafficking. Okay, across all those state lines and internationally. Okay. Well,
so, and another question that I have about the whole TD Jakes thing. So the only thing about that is, so Puffy gave TD Jakes just money just to say that he's a good man, and that's it.
Did he? Did he say that though?
Because there's nothing in there but except that one line. Because I looked thoroughly because I wanted to find something with TD Jakes in it. But I remember just one line saying that he just something about TD Jakes talking about his character, about Puff Daddy's character.
Yeah, I saw that at the beginning, but I ain't seen nothing
Right,
else.
but I didn't see nothing else, so I'm
It
just
seemed like
like,
he's playing on Salacious stuff that's already on out in the social media and stuff.
okay.
It's like that's what it seemed like to me, but who knows? Shit. Eighth cause of action: California premise liability, inadequate or negligent security against defendants LR, MR, UMG, CRS, and Sean Combs. That's from the CRS shooting. I know it is. Yep, the shooting at Shallow's recording studio. All right, so that's that one. Then the ninth cause of action is aiding, abetting, and inducing a sex trafficking venture in violation of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act against defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Habitamarian, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group. And that is for what now? That is for because they were direct reports and they were witnesses to and aided and abetting him sex trafficking and abusing him. I just the whole okay. I'm okay, Rodney. I'm trying.
We're trying.
I'm
We
trying.
trying to hold on. We trying.
We trying, Rodney. I swear I'm trying. But
I'm trying.
It's hard, baby. Okay. 10th cause of action: need for sexual assault again against defendant Jane Doe. Young Miami. He was really traumatized that night.
But he really was sitting here
God
like,
damn.
hell no, we won't go when it came to my Miami cousin.
I know that girl when she read this was like, oh, I got that. I had his ass tied up.
And you know, she sat there, played it all up, whatever, child, and then now reading all that, because you know it's certain inner circles that know who the actual cousin is. So I know they're like, girl, I know you didn't do that to that man.
Traumatized.
I know you're not sucking that pissy dick. I know you're not.
I know you didn't, but hey.
But hey, how much did he pay you to do that?
Right. Did Puffy pay her? That's what I'm crying.
That's what I'm trying to, that's the only way I can sit here and think is that you had to get something off top.
Something.
For you to sit here, for them to snap their fingers at you to say, go do it. And you did it.
11th cause of action: need for sexual assault against Mr. Combs. Okay, so he say Puffy sexually assaulted him. He says he plaintiff's emotional distress was foreseeable to Combs as a direct and proximate negligent. Okay, that really wasn't well pled, but okay. And then 12th cause of action: IIED for sexual. You misspelled these up here? You did. Okay. For sexual assault against Jane Doe again. God damn.
How many sexual assaults, man?
Young Miami's cousin. Then sexual assault 13 is sexual assault again against Mr. Combs. And then 14 is knowing beneficiary in a sex trafficking venture in violation of the Trafficking Victims Protection Act against defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Habitamarian, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group.
What does that would mean? What does that mean?
So knowing beneficiary in a sex trafficking venture in violation of the Trafficking Victims Act. I think this is a new act. And if I recall from my class, it is about, it's part of RICO. So it's when you have a ring of people that are part of a sex trafficking ring.
Okay.
And they have different levels of their responsibility in this ring and the benefits that they reap from them. And so that part of the section is what benefit did you get? Was it money? Was it sex? Was it something else that you got as a benefit of this sex trafficking ring? And so he's saying that these defendants, because he didn't include Combs in that one, because he was be the top, that they benefited somehow from that sex trafficking ring.
Okay, understood.
So, okay. This is going to be interesting. I got a feeling it's going to be thrown out, but that's just me. Based on my many years of doing this, I don't even know what charges would sustain, because I don't know.
Because as of yet, nobody has said that, there's no arrest has been done. There's no search that has been done. Nothing.
Right. That's what I'm so confused about. Okay.
Nothing has
Maybe
been done.
maybe the FBI is gathering off thing.
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing I can think of is maybe they're stalling right now, trying to gather more
Gather
information.
up all their stuff, their coins,
Yeah,
and all the things, and get all this stuff in order. I don't know. 15
but
cause of action obstruction of the enforcement of the Trafficking Victim Protection Act. So I don't understand that one, but that would be, let's see. Being aware of it and preventing a criminal investigation from occurring. Oh,
okay,
okay.
all right. So you knew, huh?
Yep. And he cited Epstein as being convicted of violating the same thing.
He could always compare to that Epstein.
Girl, okay. So he's comparing him to Epstein, basically. Look at me. Where's Kara? Where's Kara?
Right.
I didn't do this, man.
I didn't do this, man. Y'all have to believe me. Y'all have to believe me. That man was
I'm
pleading for his life.
I'm guilty of having a big heart.
That's what
for those of you who don't know,
I'm guilty of.
Those are our Kelly Gayle King interview references.
Oh God.
It never dies. Never be fun.
Because that man was stupid. Whoever decided to put the green light on that was stupid.
That said, go on there and let her interview.
And go on that thing, and you know that woman has years of journalism. But okay.
So all right, we're done. Those are all the charges. They're prayer for relief. Now we're in their prayer for relief. So let's see what they're asking for.
All right. They need prayer. Everybody hold hands.
They say, we plaintiff prays that the court enter judgment. Girl, it says in her favor.
Huh? Okay. That judge gonna sit here and throw all that out. That judge gonna throw it out.
Pray.
It's gonna throw it out.
Pray.
Who is her?
Who is her? It's Rodney, bitch.
All we know is a Mr. Jones.
Oh my God, the typos. Y'all didn't take it serious. How y'all expect
nobody
else
took it serious? Nobody at the front desk, your secretary didn't sit here and proofread. Right? Nobody came behind you.
You don't pay nobody.
You don't pay nobody. You just sat here and said, you know what, I'm finna take over everything on this.
I guess. Okay.
All right, child. You better do it for the top dollar. You better do this for the top dollar.
Girl. Against defendants containing the following relief. They are asking for a declaratory judgment that the actions, conduct, and practices of defendants complained of herein violates the laws of the state of New York. An award of damages against defendant in an amount to be determined at trial, plus pre-judgment interest to compensate plaintiff for all monetary and or economic damages, including but not limited to loss of past and future income, wages, compensation, seniority, and other benefits of employment. An award of damages against defendant in an amount to be determined at trial, plus pre-judgment interest to compensate plaintiff for all non-monetary and all compensatory damages, including but not limited to compensation for her mental, and y'all didn't proofread this at all.
Nothing.
And award
y'all just sat here and
said, yeah, this amount to be determined at trial, pre-judgment interest on all amounts due, an award of costs that plaintiff has incurred in this action, including but not limited to expert witness fees. I bet you they copied and pasted it from Cassie's.
Yeah, they sure did.
They copied and pasted from Cassie's and didn't even do it. Y'all didn't even, oh my God.
At all.
Trash. T.A. Blackburn Law. Okay, I gotta look him up. Okay.
Please, right. I was gonna look him up, but I was like, okay. Nah, let me chill back. But I'm glad you look it up. But Jamel is stupid in the comments.
What does Jamel say?
Go look at Jamel's comment. Jamel, I'm done with you. I'm done. Go ahead and lock it up. Lock it up, my boy. Lock it up.
What is Jamel ass saying?
Jamel talking about some maybe they can hire stanky underarms. Jamel, go on.
Okay, there we go. Here we go. Let's see.
Show us what he look like. What the man look like.
Allow. Come on. Oh, he only got 3 stars. I ain't gonna go by that shit because they be on my damn thing when I want to represent their ass Googling, give me a review, you bitch. Just because I don't want you. Oh, he young.
Let's see.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know what? I know better shit. Hold on.
Yeah, look it up where you got the.
Yeah, I got. Yep, there you
up.
go. T.A. Blackburn Law.
He was only worried about his page count. That's all he was worried about. He said, I got 75 pages. Yeah, that's a mini book.
Okay, now we going. Jamel been here the whole time. He rolled with us the whole time. Boy, the Hood Rat Crew ain't nothing to fuck with.
At all.
Let's see. Let's do that one. And there he is.
Oh, he is young.
He young.
Ooh.
You took a chance, baby. You put your name out there, huh?
You did. Oh. You took a chance. This is a way for you to get your stuff up, I guess.
Wait a minute. What did I ain't gonna get it right, but I can't. It's in my head. Crystal Crave. Y'all know Crystal Crave. She a social media influencer and she a rapper. That girl is good, but she be reading folks down to the ground. When she said, how's that going for you when that one boy was dragging this girl for her looks and she went and pulled all his stuff and she's like, you up now, you doing this, and he looks so crusty. I just can't get it out of my head. Anyway, shouts out to Crystal Craves. That girl, she's so talented and so fucking funny. Reed's top tier. Okay, so I don't see where they're asking for any monetary compensation in here, but that is not even the gist. We went through the whole lawsuit.
We went through the whole lawsuit.
That stuck 75 pages, and we did 75 pages. You're welcome, bitch. You're welcome. This was fun, Kay.
This was fun. We definitely have to get on live more. Like, I be wanting to get on live with TikTok and stuff, but now YouTube, we need to do a whole Hood Rat Crew live.
I know.
I'm down for this. I'm so down for this. I know.
This is because the way our minds think, we have questions and we have our own opinions about stuff, and we bring our own things to it. Look at Stacey ass. I saw Stacey dip out and come back.
Right.
Dedication. Dedication.
We gotta do this.
I don't think that I just don't see it going anywhere myself. I really don't. I don't even know about them settling because I don't think they took that that lawyer serious.
Mm-hmm. Why he didn't sit here and get Casey's lawyer? Was Casey's lawyer to be asking too much?
They probably didn't want to take it. Because people, I file lawsuits all the time. I ain't lost one yet in federal court. And so people come to me, but I'm not taking every case.
Right.
And so if I don't feel like I want to take the case, I'm not taking it. And people like, you missing out on such and such. I am absolutely not, bitch.
But great, I mean, I can see your point, but too, at the same time, it's just like he has all this evidence to back up what he's saying at this point to show that, hey, I was at this location with him. This is what happened. This is who was around me. All of that. So my question would be why I wouldn't understand why they wouldn't take it if he. But I can see, like you said, it's just a preference.
Oh my. Okay, so I'm seeing. So he's a young lawyer.
How old? Did it say how old?
No, I don't know about age. I'm talking about as far as years in practice. It doesn't look like he's been practicing more than 10 years. I don't even think he's been practicing that long.
And then on top of that, you have to realize you're going up against Puff Daddy's lawyers who are years of experience. Why?
My thing is this: I don't think you had. I don't know what you were thinking. I
don't know what you were thinking. Like,
I don't know what the end goal is here.
Different avenues you could have taken with this.
With Cassie's, I understood what she was doing. As a survivor myself, I got it. I understand. She was like, I got to tell my story. Others need to know my story. And he's a predator, and I want folks to know about him. And I deserve to be compensated for my pain. And so I got that. Mm-hmm. But Rodney,
I'm not
baby.
understanding because you haven't put at the end what you really want. You haven't told us what you want.
But Rodney, we know that you don't put down what you want anyway.
Right. Do you even know what you want?
You don't even have a contract.
Like you, sir, you didn't even have a contract. Do you know what you want at this point? Sir.
You don't even have a damn contract. $29,000.
$29,000.
Let me tell you
no
something.
Way.
Ain't no way you would have gave me $29,000 after you done roofied me, had me sexually assaulted and traumatized, shot somebody in the bathroom. I'd be like, I know you fucking lying, pup.
Baby. Oh, you finna sit here and sell me half of your kidney. You finna sit here. I'm finna have your social security number and everything. I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something.
Not you doing Denzel. I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something. Cause ain't no way.
I'm trying to figure out
$29,000.
At what point in time could you have gone and got you some bear spray and came back?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't go into the kitchen to get a knife.
Something. If 29,000 is all I'm getting off this, then somebody got to die.
Somebody got to die. I'm gonna make it worth my while.
Somebody got to die.
Worth my while.
That's how I'm feeling in my spirit.
Somebody got to die.
Somebody
right
got
here.
to die.
We about to do the whole, what is it? Martin, when he had them sitting and doing what's called it, petting the fake dog.
The fake
We finna talk about
somebody. We gotta talk about this. Cause ain't no fucking way.
Have a meeting. Everybody sit down.
Ain't no fucking way.
Because I'm not walking out of here because I have too much information that can sit here and destroy everybody.
You didn't even sign your points card. You didn't sign nothing. You ain't signed nothing with ASCAP. You ain't got no paperwork for shit.
And you telling me you have worked with the Clark sisters? Who else? Mary Donald. What's not Donald? What is it? The other gospel singer.
Donald Lawrence or something.
Yes,
like
Donald Lawrence, whatever.
Well, here's the thing. I think the Clarksons and Donald Lawrence have the same lawyer. She's a good lawyer. She and I are friends on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
She all about contracts. So you know, come on.
You know how it goes.
Don't play in our face today. Please don't.
Please
don't play in our face today. But this was great, Kay.
I'm
glad I'll be putting this up on the podcast. Everybody be able to hear it. All my truckers, all my drivers, everybody in their cars can listen, and those that on YouTube can see me and Kay get down. It was a good time. We have to do this more often, especially with the Hood Rat crew. But some of us in the Hood Rat crew don't want to be seen.
Listen, we gonna get them jokers up here. I'm telling you, we gonna get them up here, and we all gonna have a ponderosa, as Jackie Christie would say. We gonna have a ponderosa. That's what we gonna have. Yes, ma'am.
Not a ponderosa. Oh my God! I remember when Jackie said that dumb shit.
That's dumb. What?
Dummy.
A ponderosa.
A ponderosa.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. If you haven't already, subscribe to the podcast Hood Rat to Harvard. Write me a review. Let me know how you liked it. Follow me on all social media at Hood Rat to Harvard. HOODRAT 2 HARVARD. Also follow me on all social media. So the Twitter, the Malcolm X, I call it, and Instagram, Facebook, all those good things. Kay, I know you are silent but deadly moving silence. Did you want to tell them where they can follow you if you want anybody to follow
you can. Yes, but I would be very picky on who I let in because y'all know I keep everything private. But yes, everything that you can type in would be Kaylex Robinson, and that is KAYLEX Robinson, as in Jackie Robinson. You can follow me everywhere. That can be Facebook, Twitter. I also have Snapchat. Anything that you can think of, I have it. Spill on the Spill app. You can find me on there. I know I don't go on there, but I do have the Spill app. But you can follow me everything Kaylex Robinson. yeah, I'm there. So if you're here
Thank
for a
you.
good laugh,
I
I'm there.
know. Thank you so much, Kay. I really appreciate you. You helped me along this process. It was a good ride.
I
A ride of
enjoyed it.
bullshit. But it was
Okay.
a good ride. Tune into the podcast. Check me out on my website, lawchic.com, lawchick.com for all merchandise. And if you want to book a consultation to talk to me, and those who want to be mentored by me, you can book a consultation to do that as well. Love to hear from you. All right. Enjoy the rest of y'all night.
Enjoy. Good night, everybody.